Discover the real reason why you feel like you're disappearing, even though everyone else thinks you're successful. Welcome to the Midlife Reinvention Podcast, a podcast helping women in career and life transitions achieve clarity on their next steps so they can transform uncertainty into an energizing next chapter. I'm your host, Kavita Ahuja, and the founder of It's My Time Now Coaching. If you're wondering what's next in your career or life, you are in the right place. Through solo and guest episodes, you'll gain practical tips, tools, and inspiration to help you uncover blocks, gain confidence, and be, do, and have what you want. I rediscovered myself after the age of 50, and I know you can too. It's my time now to help you do just that. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Midlife Reinvention Podcast. I'm your host, Kavita Ahuja, founder of It's My Time Now Coaching. This is a place where we have real conversations about career and life transitions, about rediscovering who you are, and about finding the courage to create a life that finally feels aligned. Today, we're going to talk about how your spark may be slowly dying if you stay in a job that merely pays the bills. If this resonates with you, I want you to know you're not alone. In this episode, you'll discover why your light has become dimmer with each passing year, the hidden cost of staying in a role that doesn't fit who you are, and how achieving success on the outside doesn't always mean you feel successful on the inside. So let's dive in. Maybe this feels familiar. You ended up where you are through incremental steps, not intentional choices. Maybe you kind of fell into a job because at the time it paid the bills or was comfortable or maybe even felt right. And at first it made sense. I know that feeling. I started my pharmaceutical career because it did feel right at the time and allowed me the stability and the income and the flexibility I needed at the time to raise my children. Yet somewhere along the line, my identity shifted, and that may be happening to you too. It's like walking down a hallway where each door you open seems fine at the time, but suddenly you look back and realize you've wandered far from where you thought you'd be. This identity shift happens gradually. Perhaps you have become known as the business-oriented person. Maybe even your kids describe you that way. But inside, you know that that's not your whole story. Deep down, you know that that's not the whole you. That's not how you still imagine yourself inside. It's as if that vibrant, creative person of you just got tucked away in a box and you're afraid you've lost the key. And here's the problem, my friend. When you ignore that inner voice long enough, it just doesn't disappear. It dims your light. Slowly, year by year, you shrink. You feel smaller, less hopeful. And that dimming doesn't stay at the office. It follows you home, into your relationships, your health, even how you see yourself in the mirror. I felt that way. I ignored my inner voice for so long that I actually had forgotten who I was inside. A client recently told me this. She said, I feel like I'm succeeding at something that's killing my soul. And my question to her was this: is that the kind of success you really need? I want you to ask yourself this question. If your current work is not aligned with who you are, do you even want to succeed further at it? But every day that you stay where you are, it feels like you're doing the wrong thing. And that wrongness blocks you, not just from advancing, but from feeling fully alive. But I want to share with you, my friend, that there's another version of you, the creative, vibrant, curious one, buried under the layers of responsibility and routine. and she's in there waiting. But here's how we often get stuck. You might tell yourself, and I've heard this from so many women, I really should be grateful. I should just be grateful. At least I have a good job. But the should of being grateful for a job that pays the bills only is like wearing shoes that don't fit. You can be thankful you have them, but if you're walking around in pain all day, eventually you realize that gratitude isn't enough. You deserve shoes and a career that actually fit you. The truth is that the world doesn't benefit from you forcing yourself into a role that drains you. The world benefits when you show up with your authentic gifts. Think about some of the women that you may admire: Oprah, Michelle Obama, Brene Brown. Do you think they stayed in roles that looked good on paper, but deadened them inside? No. At some point, they listened to that inner nudge and pivoted. So then what's the way forward? True success isn't about the title or the paycheck or external validation. It's about alignment. When you're aligned with who you truly are, work doesn't feel like a cage. It feels like a current carrying you forward. So how do we find this true alignment then? It always first comes from within, my friend. You have to give yourself the time and space to find her again. True alignment comes when we find that sweet spot between what we love or our passions, what we are good at or our strengths, what the world needs related to our values, and what can bring abundance into our lives. That is your Ikigai. And when those circles overlap, that's your spark. That's where your light shines the brightest. And the benefits? You stop waking up with that pit in your stomach. You start feeling energized, not depleted. You walk into meetings with confidence instead of dread. And the best part, your family and friends notice. They see your light again. This happens because when you are aligned with your Ikigai or reason for being, so much more anabolic or positive energy gets released into your life that it can completely transform the way you show up and what shows up for you in your life. So look, if your light has become dimmer, if you feel smaller and less hopeful with each passing year, if you're tired of feeling like you're disappearing inside a life that looks good on paper, but what you really want is to feel alive again, to use your actual gifts, and to show up as who you really are, I hear you, I feel you, and I see you. I've created the Pyramid of Reinvention process, which will take you through the exact steps to help you stop dimming your light and start shining it brighter than ever. It's the core of my coaching program. It's my time now. Because it is your time now to be, do, and have what you want. If that's you, head to the show notes, click the first link, or visit my website at itsmytimenowcoaching.com. Book a call with me today, my friend, and let's find your way back to yourself. Because your light isn't gone. It's just waiting for you.